Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day, wherever you are around the world, and welcome back to yet another post-match reaction. Of course, the Reds did beat Brentford by 3-0. Of course, obviously, we know now that Liverpool are a point behind Manchester City after they've just drawn by 4 goals all, with Tottenham, with Chelsea. And yeah, I say next week, in a fortnight, it will be, of course, first against second in the Premier League table. Very much looking forward to it. Now I'm looking forward to it. Ask me in about 2 weeks at 12:30. And yeah, I won't be looking forward to it at all. Anyway, but again, let me know how all of you are in the comment section down below. As well, if you're new around here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and all that good stuff as well. Press is in saying hello, good evening. Press, know that you would have been very much happy about the scoreline because, of course, we did speak about it yesterday in the match preview. I did tell you to predict 3-0, not 2. True, you did. To be fair, you very much did tell me to go bold, I think was the correct terminology anyway. And obviously, press with the laugh emoji because I said Spurs instead of Chelsea. But that's Talia Oldbean. Hello, Gary. I think 3-0 win, second in the league title charge, dear boy. Yeah, again, I think the last week, obviously with the Luton game and the Toulouse result as well, I think a lot of people, again, was a bit on a negative side of things. Again, obviously, same old Liverpool in that sense. But again, I think if you'd said to anyone at the start of the season, Liverpool are 12 games into the season, currently a point behind Manchester City, and you play them next as well. I think a lot of people would have bit your hands off for that. And look, don't get me wrong, Liverpool, is this the full Liverpool in that sense? Is it going to be, again, Liverpool back to their ultimate best? No, I don't think so. Even in today's game, look, it was a 3-0 win. Don't get me wrong. Was it comfortable at times? Yes, it was 100%. But there were one or two times in the game where Liverpool did struggle a little bit. But certainly on the counter attack. And if it wasn't for Alisson Becker, obviously we would not have kept a clean sheet. But again, like Liverpool, for a team to rebuild their midfield and to be in a conversation about the title, I think is a very, very good job from what Jurgen's done as well. So again, for me, I think, look, overall title charge, again, I wouldn't say it's too early to say that. Of course, you can lose a title around now and, of course, around the Christmas period. But if Liverpool can be in the conversation and add to it in January, maybe with a defender or another midfielder, I'm very, very excited for what could happen as well for this season, 100%. Rodri looked so leggy today. To be fair, City did in Hull when I was, I was watching it, and to be fair, every time Chelsea went forward, City struggled to defend. But watch them have an absolute solid defense against us in 2 weeks' time. Starwin was robbed today, Connor. Yes, he wasn't robbed. Not like Luis Diaz was against Spurs, but look, it was 2 really, really good offside goals. Obviously got the assist for Mo Salah as well. That partnership, again, absolutely brilliant. I think, again, if I'm not wrong, Mo Salah, not Mo Salah, sorry, Darwin Núñez has assisted every single goal, or every single assist that Darwin Núñez has created for Liverpool has been scored by Mo Salah. So not too bad, that partnership, is it, chat? And to think, again, it could probably get a lot better as well if, Darwin, creates, chances, and obviously Mo finishes them off, and likewise as well. Anyway, but job done, back to winning ways, and overpowering performance from us as well. Yeah, absolutely, Chris. A good seeing you as well, Chris. Still vulnerabilities there, but midfield has legs. They did last season. Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. Like, when you think about it, a lot of Liverpool's team was missing today. Again, we found out before kickoff, Ibu wasn't around, Joe Gomez wasn't around. in midfield. Obviously, Macca's suspended. Ryan Gravenberch has a little bit of an injury. Curtis Jones should be back as well. So again, there's options that are going to be coming back slowly. Of course, I think we'd still like, the likes of Thiago and Stefan Bajcetic. Maybe we might hear something about that during the international break. Maybe whether or not they are going to be back. I think more so with Stefan Bajcetic than Thiago Alcantara. I think Thiago is definitely going to be out. I think probably until the new year by the looks of things. But again, I could be wrong. And hopefully I'm not. But yeah, there's definitely encouraging signs from today, and of course, the people that's got to come back as well into the team. But Luton Point, not bad all of a sudden. It's not. Again, disappointing, I think, in terms of, again, Liverpool could have won that 3-1, and Liverpool could be sitting top of the Premier League right now. But look, I think we all said, didn't we, chat? If Liverpool, to say that Liverpool are 1 point behind City after the rebuild of the summer, I think it just goes to show like how decent Liverpool have been while not being at 100% themselves. Maybe that's because, again, City have maybe dropped off a little bit, of course, after winning the treble last season. But you've got, City, us, Arsenal, Spurs as well lurking in the background now as well. I think I said it yesterday in the preview. If we didn't win today, Liverpool, would certainly be looking behind themselves and looking at, Villa, I think, winning again today. I think they beat Fulham 3-1 and so on. And then, of course, creating probably, this where we talk about, not a title race, because it's not title race between those teams, but a top 4 race. And then Liverpool being left behind in that sense, where obviously I want Liverpool to be in a title race. I want Liverpool to secure Champions League football as soon as possible. But of course, we also want to be able to fight for a Carabao Cup. We want to fight for a Europa League at the same time. And I think Liverpool can do it. But again, you have to use every one of the squads like we did in a quadruple chasing season as well. But we're pressing early prediction 4-2 to Liverpool, says Bryce as well. Versus City. Again, I would love that, to be fair. I think, again, we haven't beaten City, I think, in the league away from home, I think, since 2016. I think the last time we beat them was in the Champions League. So we've done it before, but it's been a while since we have done it. City, you're listening. Keep the trophies. Evan glistening. See you in May when we take trophies away. Walking in Klopp's Winter Wonderland or Wonderland, says Arthur. Anyway, good seeing you, Arthur. Anyway, but yeah, hopefully. Again, if Liverpool can win against City, that puts an intent down of what this Liverpool are capable of this season. Because Arsenal have done it. And Arsenal are also a point behind City. But again, if Liverpool can do it, that again, it just shows intent from it. Because like I said, we haven't won at City since 2016 in the league, and that's not good enough for. Again, you think about other seasons where we've been fighting against City, and if we just managed to beat them that once or twice, again, Liverpool could have been 3-time Premier League winners with Jurgen Klopp instead of just one at the minute anyway. But Van Dijk was a rock today. Yes, he was. For me, my man of the match for the game. I know people will go on about Mo Salah for it, and rightfully so. Again, as Chris has said there, Van Dijk, Salah, Jota, my standouts, but everyone was good. Yeah, for me, I think top 2 was obviously Mo and Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk for me, and I've said this, I've probably said about Virgil for this season, I think overall, like, people don't understand that Ballon d'Or nominee Virgil van Dijk, I don't think will ever come back. And look, that Virgil van Dijk was exceptional. No faults, no nothing. He was a freak. And even still, I think now he's still a freak. Maybe not to that high peak level, but he's still, in my opinion, the best defender in the world. He's still the best centre-back in the Premier League. I still think, like, again, watching today's game, City against Chelsea, I don't think Van Dijk makes half the mistakes that, both Akanji and Ruben Diaz made against Chelsea, and Virgil van Dijk, stats just speaks for themselves. Again, unbelievable so far this season for me. Again, people will have their different thoughts and have their different opinions. But as for me, I think Van Dijk is the best defender in the world still. I think that a lot of people have just gone, because of how bad he was last season or how bad Liverpool was last season, people have just gone, no, Virgil van Dijk can't be a part of the conversation. And I think that's rubbish. I really think that's rubbish. There's no way that Virgil van Dijk can't be a part of the conversation. And just judging from this season alone, he's been back to his best, in an instant. And look, long may Virgil van Dijk in good form continue as well. That's what I'm going to say. But we should beat City. Sorry, sorry, but if we want to turn it up like that, we're gonna batter them as well. I agree, 100% agree on that, 1000%. What else we buy anyway? But yeah, no chat. And for me, I want to quickly talk about the game a little bit. I want to talk about this Wataru Endo tackle as well. Obviously, it was probably held up quite a lot at this, in the middle of the game. Obviously, Endo, a couple of Manchester United supporters, of course, wanted him sent off against Toulouse and wanted him sent off again today against Brentford. And just seeing a couple of reaction on Twitter and social media and saying like, oh, it's a red card this and red card that. That's not nowhere near a red card, in my opinion. If you think that's a red card, then you don't watch football. But being perfectly honest with you, it's a tackle that you will see week in, week out in the Premier League, in Champions League, in Brazil, every single game you see tackles like that. And is it a red card? No, it's not. It's a 50-50 challenge. Does he catch him a little bit? Yes, he does. But look, if you're sending people off for that, you're sending everyone off for every single tackle. And like we've seen so far, and we chat so far this season, where we've seen, the likes of Alexis McAllister getting sent off wrongfully. Curtis Jones, again, I think was wrongfully sent off, in my opinion. But again, when you do look at it, you can see where the Premier League is going wrong with certain situations. And again, this was not a foul. Well, not even a red card then. It might be a foul, but not a red card, in my opinion anyway, which I just thought that I'd bring it up because a lot of people on social media, certainly United fans, saying it should have been a red card, which, again, should never have been anywhere near a red card. In my opinion, anyway. But and of course, obviously, speaking more about the goals as well. Obviously, Mo Salah getting his 200th goal, I think, in English football, which again, a massive milestone for Mo. Again, unbelievable. Look, I genuinely have nothing more to say about Mo Salah than unbelievable. He is just, again, not for a striker, not for someone who, again, you normally go, oh, he's a classic number 9, this, that, and the other. Mo Salah, for the position he takes up, for the creativity that he takes up as well, you look at it and you go, look, he's without a doubt the best right winger in Premier League history, and there's no debate about it. People will argue about Ronaldo. No, Ronaldo won a Ballon d'Or at United, this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. No, nobody, in my opinion, beats Mo Salah on that side. What he's done over the last 6-7 years at Liverpool has been nothing short of, brilliant and sensational. And that, for me, even today, didn't have, again, wasn't a 10 out of 10. But in those little moments where, again, the first goal, it was, good link-up play. I think, obviously, so Bosley passed into Darwin laid off for Mo. It was just, it was effortless at times to play against Brentford. And look, it was a lovely finish. Obviously, the two finishes were lovely, but the first one in particular I thought was absolutely brilliant from Mo. But Paul Tierney, surprisingly, was good today. I can't believe I just said this. He wasn't. This is why Anfield was chanting, F off Tierney for about 20 minutes, which, again, Paul Tierney for Liverpool, refereeing a Liverpool game is shocking enough as it is. Let alone, him having a good performance anyway. To be fair, I think as well, if he'd sent off Endo, I think we'd be talking a bit of a different conversation right now, as well. Anyway, but we'll take a look anyway, chat, at the Premier League table as things stand right now. Like I said, obviously that game in 2 weeks' time, obviously Liverpool against Manchester City. It is at the Etihad, or the Etihad, I should say. Of course, Liverpool a point behind. On point behind overall. Obviously, you've got them next as well. But again, look, that's the game of the weekend. I think Jurgen's already spoken about it in terms of why is it a 12:30? Why is the game of the weekend on a 12:30 when, of course, after an international break? But again, you look at it, I think Liverpool have this 12:30, and then we've got a 12:30, I think, in December against Palace in a busy period as well. So, again, it's just BT, absolutely annoying. But apparently, it's not so much BT, it's more to do with policing as well. This is why it's been moved to that game as well. But yeah, again, just shocking. I don't get why Liverpool Manchester City is at 12:30, after the international break as well, which, yeah, take it as you will, chat, to be fair. But the boys should return home early for that game, in my opinion. Yeah, they should do, but they won't. I think even Jurgen spoke about it, the fact that all the South American lads won't get back until, I think, Thursday afternoon. So again, won't probably train on Thursday, will train on the Friday, and then, obviously play then early on Saturday. It's not ideal. And that's when you probably think of, maybe Jota and Gakpo starting that game for Liverpool up front, maybe, maybe Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and then maybe, Maka gets put in, or even Curtis Jones, because Curtis Jones isn't going to go anyway. Starts in that game, and I think that's a real headache, I think, for Jurgen for against City, is certainly who starts in that midfield. Obviously today we saw, again, Endo, obviously Cody Gakpo playing in the middle as well, which I thought he had a good game in the middle as well. Obviously, I've had a bit of a debate with the rest. For me, I thought it was a 4-3-3 today. I didn't think it was a 4-2-3-1, but it's certainly an interesting conversation if maybe Liverpool might go 4-2-3-1 when they have McAllister back, maybe. But even still, I think Liverpool have so many, various options now. Certainly with everyone coming back, with Gravenberch coming back, with Curtis Jones coming back, obviously Maka come back on suspension, but Liverpool could afford to go 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. They have options there now this season compared to last season where it was 4-3-3 and nothing else, because either we had defenders injured or we had midfielders, out or, not performing. And then, the attackers, I think the attackers were probably the most stable part of last season, but, the rest of it was just an absolute mess apart from Arsene Becker as well. So, yeah, 100%. See that anyway, but overall though, chat, as well, like I said about man of the match, for me, Virgil van Dijk was my man of the match personally. I thought, again, back to his best. It's been that all season for me, and yeah, just again, just a total performance today was. And to be fair to Brentford, they had their opportunities. They had, Embuemo had, I think, 2 or 3 opportunities. Obviously, Ali having to save, 2 or 3 of them. But overall, it was comfortable. It wasn't too stressful. It wasn't like, we're gonna, we're gonna struggle so much. But overall, it was very good and it was very controlled. I think that's the best word to use. Anyway, and look, that's what we want. From this Liverpool team, because that's what we're supposed to be building around. We're supposed to be building around a team that likes to keep possession, likes to control games, likes to be the team that has control over the situations and that. So for me, I think it was a very, very good performance from what we want from this Liverpool team. Anyway, but Matip, Jones, Gakpo are always the big game players. Will always seem to starting them as well. Yeah. To be fair though, I felt like certainly against Luton we did miss Curtis Jones's press. Certainly against Toulouse as well, we missed that press. With Gravenberch not being there and Curtis Jones as well. But against City, when you know that midfield is going to be a real battle, obviously, when you've got Foden, you've got Bernardo Silva, Rodri there as well. I'm not looking forward to Trent against Doak, I'm not going to lie. But again, look, I just have this feeling that Liverpool are going to do something in 2 weeks' time. I don't know if you guys also think that as well. But I really, really do think that Liverpool are definitely going to give City a game. Unlike last season, where I think we went 1-0 up and then just fell apart after about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But again, it's going to be a headache for Jurgen, who he starts in 2 weeks' time. Because even up front, again, Lucho didn't play today. Lucho, again, came off the bench, I think, with about 5 minutes to go. And as I think Chris mentioned earlier, you've got Jota's been scoring and performing, well. Darwin, I know last week was a bit of a blip, but again today, brilliant. And I think as well against City, he hasn't really, I don't think, had a run out against City. I think the only time where I think he had a run out was probably when we lost to them in the cup last season. But apart from that, I don't think he's had a proper run out against City. But again, I would expect Darwin to start next week. Not next week, in 2 weeks. But again, Jurgen might just throw a curveball in. Like I said, might start Jota, might start Gakpo, and then bring Darwin on. Maybe if Liverpool are, either chasing the game or even going to be, winning the game anyway. But overall, from this game at least, anyway, I haven't really mentioned him. I did have him on the points to talk about as well, and I criticised him quite a lot over the last week. And now it's Kostas Tsimikas. I thought today was a couple of times that he did get caught out, but again, I think he had a very, very decent game. And like we talked about, it's all about building confidence, I think, with Kostas. Like I said it yesterday, I think even with Darwin, I think that obviously Darwin's a confidence player, and I think Kostas is that as well. Where if Liverpool were to drop him, I think obviously no Joe Gomez today, so maybe Joe Gomez might have started if he was available. But again, I think if Kostas was going to, if Kostas was going to get dropped to somebody like Chambers, for example, I think then there's a conversation then of he might, his head might dip a bit further as well. And again, that's the thing. You don't want, Kostas can be a great asset to Liverpool. I think, his crossing is unbelievable at times. But again, defensively, you don't want him to do half the things he does half the time, and that's the real worry. Anyway, at times, but we'll have to just wait and see. Anyway, but I sense a 5-0, says Press. I wouldn't say that so much against City. Again, I think this game against Chelsea was their mad result. If you're going to put money on it, I'd say draw against, for Liverpool City, because they normally tend to be a draw. But it's about time, like I said, it's about time Liverpool went away from Manchester City. Anyway, but I would agree as well, says Vaz, Coutinho Vaz as well. But Darwin has to start, his pace will kill City. I agree. I think the front three should probably be the front three that started today. I wouldn't suggest that there would be anything else than that. But again, who knows in that regard anyway. 2 assists is good for Kostas. It is very good for Kostas, to be fair. And look, that's the thing where, again, he has that about his game where we don't use it so much. Again, we're always, using Trent's side. We're always, trying to, create down the middle, or, trying to create on Trent's side, but we never try down Kostas' side. And look, when we did today, scored a goal from it, or scored 2 goals from it. So again, that's something that I think Liverpool may have to start using more. But Jota's goal was pure instant bottom corner bangers. But yeah, I love Jota's goal. To be fair, Jota is on form right now, as well. To be fair, but Ruben Diaz didn't look at it too. No, he didn't. Obviously, give away the penalty, didn't he? Towards the back end. So again, I'd love Darwin. I would love Darwin to run at City's defense, because I think that would be quite interesting to see what would happen next week, or 2 weeks time anyway. I keep thinking it's next week because I hate internationals chat. You should know all that anyway. But again, I don't get why we've got international breaks in November. Is it for, if anyone does know what the international break is for, is it for European competition, or is it just Nations League? Or, to be fair, I'll have a look now. If it's Nations League and that, then just get rid of it. Like, World Cup qualifiers, Euro qualifying group. Oh, so yeah, so there's a bit of a mixture then for the two. But even still, I absolutely hate it. Yeah, Euros probably. Yeah, like, again, I hate it though. I hate international break, because again, Liverpool are on form right now. To play City next week would be really, really good. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't do that now as well. But look, overall, Liverpool getting the win, City dropping points, which is good. The fact that Liverpool managed to win a game as well, and City dropping points is really, really good for the weekend. Obviously, again, still looking at it now, there's only 3 points separating, first to fourth, and 4 points separating first to fifth. So again, if you do drop off, if you do start to drop points, you're going to fall down pretty quickly, I think, this season. As we fair, Unai Emery's doing a really, really good job at Villa as well, which I should say that as well, to be fair. But I think we'll just have to wait and see when we chat, because at the minute, things are looking, quite intense at the top of the Premier League table as well. But as long as Liverpool are there, I'm more than happy. And as well as long as Liverpool are winning games, I'm more than happy with that as well. Because in my opinion, for some reason, Sky Sports started playing on my phone. Apologies for that chat. But yeah, look, overall, Liverpool getting the points, second in the league. Obviously, could be better. Could be top of the league. But no, look, don't get me wrong. Liverpool, getting, in my opinion, I haven't really lost a game this season. Again, obviously, losing against Toulouse in the Europa League. I mean, in the league, obviously, just losing that Spurs game, which, look, come on, I think all of us know Liverpool won that game, didn't we, realistically? Or at least drew it. But overall, I think next week, or the next 2 weeks anyway, will be very, very crucial, because I think Liverpool have City, and I think then we've got, just taking a quick look anyway, yeah, we've got winnable games, I would say, the next couple of games. We've got City away, Fulham at home, Sheffield United away, Palace away, and then Manchester United at home is the next couple of league games anyway. So, again, very, very, very looking very good then, I should say. But City without Rodri and nothing like as good. Yeah, 100% agree. Is Rodri suspended then for the next game, chat, or not? Quickly have a look. Manchester City, yellow cards. No, he's one yellow card away from suspension, which, again, would have been. To be fair, if Grealish or Rodri, I think, got a yellow card in this game, they would have been suspended for Liverpool. So again, would have been nice in that case anyway. But yeah, hopefully, either way, we'll have some good news on returning players as well over the next week or so anyway. But I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. Anyway, big thank you to all of you guys as well for popping in. Obviously, thank you, Vars. Thank you, of course, to Press, obviously Chris as well, and anyone else that I've missed as well. Thank you very much for popping in for the stream anyway. But like I said, look, Liverpool winning ways so far this season. I think, like I said, if Liverpool could have predicted that we'd be a point behind City with 12 games into the season, I think every Liverpool supporter would have took that at the start of the year. But could it be better? Yes, it could. But at the minute, the fact that Liverpool don't have a recognised six, the fact that, again, we've been not at our fluent best, I would say, is a confidence booster, I think, because once Liverpool are starting to get into that rhythm, like we said when we talked about Liverpool could go on a 16, 17, 18 unbeaten run like we did earlier on this year. And look, hopefully, long may it continue as well. Hopefully, Liverpool, batter City in 2 weeks' time as well. But of course, we will be doing videos on the channel, so it'll be international break anyway. But if you're new around here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. Very much appreciated. As always, as well, we are trying, like I said, back into the groove of things. Because we did, disappear for a couple of weeks. Anyway, did neglect the channel, but yeah, we're back now, and yeah, hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video. But yeah, until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cock Council. See you guys then. Ta-ra.